and welcome back to another episode of the Real Conversations podcast. I'm your host, Jacob O'Connor. Real Conversations is a podcast for those dedicated to doing hard things and building a meaningful life. We believe greatness isn't given, it's built, brick by brick, day by day. Here, we share the lessons and stories meant to help you on your journey to living your best life. Back for the 45th time.
I was going to say, we need to actually track and see
We
how
should
many
tally
these
it up,
are.
yeah.
That'd be a good thing to do for the next episode.
If you guys can guess by the voice or the title of the episode, it is my business partner, my former AAU basketball teammate, my former roommate, my former best friend, I guess my current best friend still, most likely, depending on how this episode goes. Once paced me for a marathon or an ultra marathon in the dead of night. We took a backpacking trip to Minnesota into the Boundary Waters, once up in Ely, Minnesota. What else could we qualify you with?
I don't know. Been around the block though.
We put Christmas lights up on a roof together once.
Yeah.
We do the ice bath and sauna together all the time. Lifting partner, spotter, and one of the tallest people I know, John Peterson. Welcome back.
Bada bang, here we are.
Just like that, we're rolling.
We're back.
You know, it's been well over a month. It's been a month and a half since you and I did a Q&A life update. That's how busy we've been.
I know. I was just thinking about it when I was driving in. I was like, man, I don't remember the last time we did one. I was trying to think of what topics we talked about last time.
St. Louis trip. St. Louis trip. That was the...
Oh, yeah. Late September. It must have been early October at that point, or was it late September?
Uploaded October 6th, probably recorded very early October.
Yeah. A lot has happened. A lot has changed.
Literally, that's how busy we've been. And I'm excited for this episode in particular because we were hinting at a lot of projects and things happening in our life that we didn't want to provide detail on. Some of those have come and passed. Some of those we can share more detail on. This is going to be a good catch-up episode on truly documenting the journey and all of the chaos that has been going on these last couple months.
Yeah, definitely.
First and foremost, though, how have you been?
Busy. I mean, I think busy is good to a certain point. There's a certain point where at the end of the day you feel tired, which is a good thing. But yeah, busy, a little bit tired. I'm not gonna lie. A little bit tired.
I feel that in my soul.
Yeah. Just to be totally honest, yeah, it's a good realization because you can grind so much. At a certain point, you have to realize, you know what, I can have enough self-awareness to say I'm a little bit tired.
Yeah. And it's important to know to what end are you tired? Because if you cannot see the direction in which you're heading, if the road is not clear, it is far more difficult to continue to endure during that difficult time.
Indeed. Which I think is why this period is a little bit easier. I mean, it's tired, but for the right reasons.
Right. Yep. We had moments there where it's like, what is our path? What is our direction? What are we aiming at? And we're coming out the backside of that through this 6-week stretch. And I think we've got our direction now more confidently than we've had it perhaps since we opened the restaurant. And it feels darn good.
Sure does. It sure does. Yeah. We've been pondering and working hard and really getting our hands dirty.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Just to provide more context and not be so general, I guess, with talking about what's been going on. You may have seen online, we've posted about it on the Instagram page and it's posted up on Indeed. We're currently hiring for a general manager at the restaurant, which is the top position at Another Broken Egg that we offer. We made a transition beginning of October. So John and I have been extremely hands-on the day-to-day operations since very beginning of October through this point now. And it's been eye-opening. I mean, we've learned a lot. I mean, we were already far more hands-on than most people, but through this process, excruciating detail, we've learned and absorbed and tried to adjust and make changes. And now we're on a track that I think we feel good about our trajectory.
No, definitely. And it's been a crazy transition that you and I have both kind of feared. I don't know if feared is loathed. I don't know what the right term is for it.
I think there was some fear,
Yeah. I think that's a pretty accurate. I don't think loathe is the right word. I think fear is the right word for that. Just fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
You make a transition like that, especially, and you don't know how the restaurant's going to operate. You don't know how employees are going to, kind of react to that type of change. You don't know how receptive they're going to be to the two owners stepping in as kind of that role. And so, yeah, it was scary. I
Yeah.
don't know where I was going with that, but
I think I can piece together what you're saying for the
yeah,
folks. On that trip to St. Louis, we met with a couple of our mentors, and one of them specific, I think, really opened our eyes that if we want growth, our growth is going to require some pain. And that pain was the transition that we had to make in beginning of October. And, when you have high standards and things that you're trying to put in place that you think are really going to develop culture and take you to that next level, sometimes you got to take a dip before you go to that next level. Like it's not just a straight line, like a stair step, you hop onto the next one. Sometimes you got to take a step back and take a step down and really like have to get into the trenches, endure a difficult time, take on a larger workload than you had prior. And then you can come out the other side in a much better position. So that's where we're at now. We're currently we're hiring for that role. We have a great depth of knowledge around that, and finding that right person is going to enable us to make that next move that we've been hinting at for months now. But we just didn't quite have one of the chess pieces in the right place. And it took a lot of time, a lot of questioning, a lot of evaluation to realize that. But I think we can now confidently say that that next chess piece is going to be the unlock where we can make some of these moves and tell you guys some of these things we've been working on here in just hopefully a couple months.
yeah, yeah. No, it's exciting. I'm really excited because again, you and I had this idea of an unknown in our heads of okay, if we had to make a transition, what would that look like, or
Hmm.
how would everybody react? And now we know
Yeah.
for the most part, like how that operates, how that works, and that we can handle it.
Yeah.
And so as much as it is not a good feeling to have to do something like that, make that transition, like it was necessary
Yeah.
for our growth, for the restaurant's growth, for everything.
And I want to make it abundantly clear too, like I feel like juxtaposing us stepping in as general manager versus what we were previously doing for the first 10 months, I don't want to make it sound like we were on a cakewalk for 10 months. Like
Right.
we were grinding it out in that ownership role, in there doing hourly positions left and right all of the time. But honestly, in doing that, like we were covering inefficiencies by doing that. We were stepping in, fixing things without identifying the underlying source of why these things need to be fixed in the first place.
Right.
And it was that analysis and that reflection that ultimately led us to this decision of, okay, we need to reset a couple things. And in order to do that, we need to free up some space and fully put this on ourselves and remove a couple pieces off the table. And then through that, like the minutia of detail that you learn operating the business every hour of most days for this month and a half period, it's really put us in a good spot, I think, moving forward from here on out to take it to that next level that we keep talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really exciting, man.
Yeah, it's
Really
exciting.
exciting.
And, it's scary too because you're saying like, how are the people going to react from us? Like going from involved to deeply involved now, like directly involved on a day to day basis. And also like, we'd never had that title before. Like we always were doing everything on the side that needed to be done and working on the business. And then this role has really enabled us to work in the business with a much larger focus on that. So honestly, like that project has been a ton of work on us. Um, and we've really had to like, I think this has forced us to prioritize really well. Like
Mm.
we've had to cut things out. We've had to skip meetings, skip things. Like our priorities have had to become razor sharp, focused, dialed in. And I think that's been a pretty cool process.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Jacob here. I spent the last 6 years building this podcast, trying to provide as much value to you all as I can. I've invested a significant amount of time, money, and effort into the show over the last 6 years. As you may have noticed, I don't run any advertisements in the podcast. In fact, all that I ask is that you share the link with a friend. Sending it to one person over text or sharing it on social media, it makes a huge difference for me on the back end. I would greatly appreciate it if you could support this work that I do. Thank you. Now let's get back into the episode.
Yeah. I think our whole mindset has shifted. I think we know much better what expectations we need to uphold.
Mhm.
We were in a position that hourly employees were not looking directly at us for things on a day-to-day basis. We were talking to managers. For us to be in there and for employees to look at us when there's something wrong, that's important.
Yeah.
It's very important.
And going back on last Q&A's episode, we talked about the importance of leadership capital, and that's something that can only be earned. And I know darn well we've earned that over the last 6 weeks. And really, with that earned leadership capital with our people, that helps create culture. But at the same time, we are abundantly more confident than we were prior to this too, because we've been in 101 different situations in the last 6 weeks where it's literally just been on the back of your heels trying to figure it out and make the best decision, move forward. And honestly, like at first it's overwhelming, it's whatever, but then like when that becomes your norm, your baseline, you're more confident in the decisions that you make, and it's just another day, and you really start to problem solve much, much better than you did prior.
Yeah, I think we can confidently say that we're better restaurant owners and operators after this transition.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's exciting. We've been holding interviews. If you guys know anyone interested in the general manager position, feel free to, you can message me on Instagram if you want to, just at Jacob O'Connor. But also I would encourage you to apply on Indeed. It's just another broken egg. General manager is the position. But yeah, coming out the backside of this, like actually we had 2 interviews today. We had 2 interviews earlier this week. Like it feels really good going into those and kind of knowing that we're going to have a little bit of a breather coming up with that.
Mm-hmm, definitely. And that's going to be another transition. That's going to be interesting. And I'm fearing it a little bit too. There's a little bit of fear there for me. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get somebody in there that can really make changes and make big strides for us.
And one of the things we had going on alongside of that, one of the projects that we hinted at that has been this entire period that we've been doing the GM, the ownership stuff, we also took on a huge, huge project. We got asked to cater an 1,100 person event on site, not cooking out of our kitchen, setting up a satellite remote kitchen and running the whole operation. And that
on a Saturday, I may add.
Yeah, on a Saturday, which is crazy rush for us at the restaurant. And so, I mean, the details on this are just insane, you know, because we took the deal before we made the transition with our general manager, and we weren't about to let this drop. Like I talked about the priorities, it was a matter of shifting priorities and focus. Like now, in every minute, it's like, what matters right now, the catering or the individual operation of the restaurant at this moment? You have to immediately make that decision. You have to carve out time before and after your day to make sure that all the logistics for this deal got done. I mean, this was a massive deal. This was 10x or 8x our largest catering we've ever done. And it required literally us getting a U-Haul, us buying 5 Blackstones, us hiring more employees and bringing them off site and making separate truck orders for food. And like this whole thing was just crazy.
It was wild, man. It was wild. And there was a point there where I was like, are we in over our head on this?
Oh, we 100% were.
Yeah, we had never done that before. We didn't really know how to go about that, but I think we handled it really, really well. I told you this a few days before that. I said, I don't know if this is going to go well or not. Hopefully it goes well, but we planned our butts off for it. And I feel good in our planning.
Yeah.
So I think that's what really made the difference.
There's a level of detail that goes into something like this that people may not realize. Like we were like going through and over something called a throughput analysis. And a throughput analysis basically says like, what are your production capabilities? If you have 5 Blackstone griddles, what is the total surface area of those? How are you going to divide those amongst the items that you're serving? Which we did pancakes, eggs, chicken sausage patties. It was just those 4 things, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got those 4 items. What is the individual cook time for each item? And divide that by your surface area. And then how many items can you fit on the griddle? And just how many of these can you produce each hour? And is that enough to get you to your target for, if you're expecting 1,100 people, what are the portions for 1,100 people? You have to make those assumptions. You have to match them up with a throughput analysis. Then you have to decide, do we have enough griddles? Do we need more griddles? Do we need more labor? Do we need more prep, more pancake mix? How long are we going to prep this for? We did bacon too. That's what the 5th one.
I was just thinking of that, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like just a ton of detail. And this was another like big challenge where it's daunting and you take on a lot and it stresses you out. And then you go execute it and you get it done and we killed it. honestly.
We killed it.
You come out the backside so much more confident.
Yeah.
So much more confident.
We know we can do something like this again, which is really cool. And, hopefully they'll have us back next year. We had really good feedback from it. And so it'd be awesome to do it again.
When we were stressing out about this, we were talking to some people and they were like, why did you take this deal?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've got enough going on. It's like, we need to stretch ourselves. We need to know what we're capable of. Like, honestly, we need to just put something big on the table that's going to force us to level up. And that's what a big project like that does.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely did. It definitely did. And I think it was cool too to put a challenge in front of our staff, right? The 5 staff that we brought, the staff members that we brought to the catering event, they were so excited to be there and be in front of a new group of people, kind of in front of the customer, which was really cool.
Like a source of entertainment. Like we were actually, alongside them, I made about 200 pancakes, but we were out in front of everyone cooking. They could come by, talk to us, look at it. Like it was a very interactive experience.
Yeah, it was super cool. And I think the staff loved it that came, and they all worked really, really hard, which was awesome. They put their heart and soul into that thing. But also the staff that were back at the restaurant, because we did take 4 or 5 staff members from the restaurant on a Saturday when it's busy to take them to the catering. So it was pretty cool to stretch them a little bit too, and make them sweat a little bit through a busy Saturday.
Yeah.
So that was cool. It was awesome.
And risk it for the biscuit. It was a very well-paying event.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
You got to love that part too.
Yeah, it was great.
So yeah, that's I'd say that's the gist of what's been happening in restaurant world for us. Just chipping away each day. We got some big stuff on the table for the future that, as we can, we'll share more detail. I think we were able to provide more context for restaurant ops today.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, life has been busy.
Life has been busy. And yeah, it's been fun though. Because I think you and I, you kind of mentioned it earlier, we're seeing what we're capable of. We can really stretch ourselves a little bit farther than we thought. When we started stepping in as the general manager, it was like, this is our whole gig.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add the catering in. You're like, okay, I can do a little bit more. And it's like, what else can you add in that's going to make you a little bit better every day?
We're leveling up for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess personal note, I haven't talked about it on the podcast. I'll do a full episode on it, but I also did an ultra marathon 2 weekends ago. They still can't hear you clapping.
Big round of applause.
He was clapping. If you guys are watching the video,
I was clapping. Yeah, that's solid, man.
Yeah,
that was insane.
It felt good. Like it's been breakthrough after breakthrough. Like I've talked about this in the podcast. We've been going through it, but I just have been going through it from a stress standpoint these last couple months. Like it's really challenged me, and I'm like, you endure, and you're like, oh, it's like I need to catch my breath.
Mm-hmm.
But then you start having wins, and the wins force you to level up, and you gain confidence in yourself. And it's like, yep, that sucked. That period was hard, but it was worth it.
Mm.
And that's the important way to close that sentence.
Yeah.
It was hard, but it was worth it. And I failed at that goal for 3 years, dude. Like that eats at you, because you go and you do a podcast like this or something. You talk about doing hard things. You talk about pushing yourself mentally. You talk about not quitting when it's hard. These are all themes of the podcast. Yet in the back of my head, I felt like an imposter because I failed that challenge that I'd set out publicly to do for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've had 4 attempts at 100 miles, 4 or 5 attempts at 100 miles in the last 3 years. Never made it. Always quit. Always justified it. Always made an excuse. And come hell or high water this year, I was going to get it done, Lord willing. And crossing that finish line was not easy. But just like the catering, just like stepping in as the general manager, you come out a little bit different and you are so much more confident after achieving something that was super hard and took a lot to achieve.
Yeah. Now you got to do 200. I mean, that's it. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's an amazing accomplishment. I mean, amazing. You think about how many people do a marathon. Was it like 0.01% of the population?
Yeah, it's low.
Way low. And then you start thinking about how many people attempt a 100-miler and then finish a 100-miler. Those odds are very slim.
They're very slim.
Very slim.
It feels good. And now, because we need a little bit of a challenge, you and I are doing a 6-week bulking competition.
We are. We're going to see how much weight we can gain in 6 weeks, which is a crazy competition.
It is a crazy competition.
It's a crazy competition.
I don't know about you. I'm low key sabotaging myself though, because the trade off that I feel from overindulging on carbs, eating a bunch of sweets, I don't feel good eating junk food. So like I'm trying to bulk in a relatively clean manner, which is
Mm.
like shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't. I'm not a donut guy. I'm not a big. I could do cereal. So cereal is like my. That's like my dirty pleasure at the end of the night. I will
Yeah.
have a big old, but it's with whole milk, so that's a bulk, but
That
that's a
adds
bulk
in.
strategy
Yeah, that
right
adds
there.
in.
So that's like my indulgence right there.
What kind of
Is
cereal?
right now it's Reese's Puffs.
So you get the peanut butter too, man.
Oh man, it's
The
so good.
the fake peanut butter.
It's so good. But
I like Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch is fire too.
It messes up the roof of my mouth, like it cuts me up inside, but dude, it's so good.
So good. And you just keep eating it. That's the problem.
I haven't had cereal in forever.
Bro, you got to get some. The big bags.
Well, so I
gotta
haven't
get
had
the big
whole
bags.
milk in forever.
Why you have whole milk?
I do. It kind of messes me up a little bit. Like,
The lactose intolerant?
yeah, well, I don't know if it's like a recently developed thing, or I've also heard that if you like almost abstain from whole milk when you try and start drinking it again, it's just hard on your body. So I don't know if it's like a lactose intolerance or if it's the fact that I went so long without it. But if I have whole milk now, it's like, nah, not the right move for me.
Yeah. I don't want to go too far down a rabbit hole here because we're talking about goals and kind of our competition and stuff like that. Do you think about the concept of drinking milk? It makes sense why your body would be like, if you don't drink it for a while, it would just naturally like,
Break that down for me.
well, here's what I'm thinking. Like in the early stages of your life, milk is a very important part of development. It's literally the nutrients that you need to survive, right?
Yeah, it's your go-to source.
Exactly. So, from a physiological standpoint, you should stop drinking milk at a certain point. But we as humans and we have, as an advanced civilization, I guess, continue drinking milk throughout our whole lives.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense that your body should not have to adapt. It should be able to work without milk.
Yeah.
And then once you get back on, it's like, oh, why am I drinking milk again? Kind of a situation. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
It makes sense. I guess for me, the question that's always been puzzling is, how did that first person figure out that milk came out of a cow?
Everybody has got to think about that question.
Like,
I've thought about this a
what
lot.
were they doing? What were they doing? Was it an accident? Were they like, oh,
They were probably hungry or something.
like they're just like, let me look at that real quick.
Yeah.
Let me drink that real quick.
Mm.
It's kind of a risky. You talk about risk to reward. You got to be real hungry in a real dire situation.
Yeah.
To say, let me do that.
Yeah. I wonder when that.
Are you guys following? Like, do you follow that? What I'm saying?
I follow you 100%. I've thought
you
about
guys
this
listening.
a lot.
Are you guys following this? Message me if you guys have thought about this, because I feel like this is something humanity has not contemplated enough.
We took a hard right, but yes, I have definitely thought about this a lot. I feel like everybody has got to.
Why a cow? Why not? There's plenty of other milk producing animals. Literally a mammal.
Well, I think cow for one. This is how I justify it in my head, right? Cow for one, because
We do have questions you guys have submitted. I want to just put that in there in case you guys are losing interest. Keep going, John.
Because you got to think like cows, they do produce a lot of meat.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty like from one standpoint, you're going to get meat out of the cow.
Yeah.
But they also produce a heck of a lot of milk very quickly.
So
I think it's volume plus ease of access.
So they were like, let's pick this animal to use the most because it's got a dual purpose.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, you think about a goat, like great. I'm sure they produce a lot of milk, but probably not as much. And you can eat a goat, but probably not as.
Well, you can get the wool off a goat, though.
Gotta have a lot more goats. That's a sheep.
That's a good point.
That's a different thing.
That's a good point.
But I think you can drink sheep's milk too.
You can. I said that way too confidently. I think you can. I think you can. Guys, we're tired. Like, just bear with us. We're tired. We're going through it here.
I think you could technically drink milk from anything.
A mammal, right?
A mammal, yeah.
Now, I'm just running through mammals in my head now.
I was just thinking
because a dolphin's a mammal.
Yeah, I was just gonna say a whale. It popped into my head.
I don't think whales are mammals.
Whales are mammals for sure. Whales are mammals.
Are you sure?
I promise you, a whale is a mammal,
I'm going to Google.
just like a dolphin's a mammal.
I thought dolphins were the anomaly.
No, just like a seal is a mammal.
Yeah, whales are mammals.
Whales
I'm sorry,
are
guys.
definitely mammals.
Shout out to John.
Live birth.
Yeah. I guess you would know that from Taylor.
Yeah.
I feel like you should explain why I said that, or it just sounds bad.
She is in the biology field, has done marine research before, has a big interest in marine research.
Yeah.
And so she likes whales and turtles and dolphins.
It was her birthday yesterday. Shout out to Rosa, Taylor
Yeah.
Parks.
Yeah. Shout out Taylor.
It was SB Mowing's birthday 2 days ago.
Really?
Shout out to SB Mowing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Shout out SB.
Did the ice bath sauna with him, and he and I were just catching up, and he just casually mentioned, oh yeah, yesterday was my birthday. And I was like, wow, I wish I would have known that, man. Like, happy birthday. I always hate when, you find out it was someone's birthday that day or the previous day and you don't already know it, because I always just feel bad. It's like, I would have totally wanted to make this, you want to make them feel special.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I love that aspect of, like, especially somebody that you don't expect to reach out.
Yeah.
And they reach out and you're like, oh, I didn't know so-and-so knew my birthday. That's kind of cool.
It shows you care.
Yeah. It's great.
Like, every year
Wonderful.
I message on Instagram Michael Jordan. I tell him happy birthday.
Cool. That's sick. Do you actually?
He's never responded.
Did you actually do that?
No, never done so.
Oh, dang. That'd be kind of a cool story, though.
Yeah. No, he blocked me.
But
yeah.
Hey, where are we at now?
Okay, we've got 2 questions to hit. I'm starving, dude. Like, I tried to use that slate milk for lunch. It is not enough.
And that pizza wasn't good enough either?
No. QT's got Buffalo Ranch limited time pizza right now. Delicious. We still got to hit the gym. Dude, I'm all over the place. I took a ketone IQ before this. Yeah. Okay. Our 2 questions. Number 1 that you guys submitted. You guys can just text John or I your questions. You can DM at Jacob O'Connor your questions. We'll just keep a catalog running for each month whenever we record these. The first question was... What was the first question?
One was, how do you define success? Or
what does success look like for you?
What does success look like for you? Holy cow!
I was gonna say, don't give one of those general answers. Try and give people something interesting to chew on.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to think. You go first if you want.
I was actually going to use you to allow me to think.
Okay. I think success means a lot of different things, right? I mean, we've talked about this before. You can look at success from a monetary aspect. You can look at success from a happiness standpoint. Like, there's all these different scales that you can use to quantify success. But I think there's a lot of, interwebbing of these concepts into what an overall successful life looks like, right? I think there's so many people out there that are, 90 years old that really haven't done anything with their lives and would consider themselves successful because they had a 9-to-5 job that they loved and they had a great family, and like, they can consider that successful for them. So I think it's different for each person. But I think for me, at least, I definitely want to be happy, right? That's a huge part of success when you talk about an overall life. In the macro scale of your life, you're looking at, okay, was I able to do what I wanted to do? Was I able to be around the people that I wanted to be around? And honestly, was I happy doing it?
Yeah.
I feel like those 3 things are like cornerstones of a successful life. And there's many different ways to get there. Money, I would say, helps in some of those scenarios for sure. It enhances the amount of time that you can spend with the people that you love, where you're not trading that time for money. So I think that plays a really important role in kind of how I view success, because I always think, I'm trading my time now for hopefully a monetary value in the future to where I can spend time with the people that I love, especially when it really, I don't want to say it really matters, but when there's a developing family or um, things like that. And I don't ever see myself as being like retired either. So I guess that's another piece of it, and I'm kind of rambling on it at this point. But I think having a goal, having you know things to work on, I think that's really success.
I think you nailed it. The piece about doing what you want to do with the people you want to do it with, I think that's freedom, really.
Yeah.
I think that's important. One thing I've really been chewing on is the idea of chasing meaning rather than happiness. I feel like happiness is fleeting, and happiness is almost like a measuring stick. It's like, why am I not happy in this moment? But I feel like through this 100 miler, through this difficult stretch, like the feeling of satisfaction I have is derived from the feeling of meaning, not necessarily from the feeling of like I was the happiest person during that period.
Mm,
And sure, I'd like to work on like enjoying the little moments. I'm really trying to be more intentional about feeling moments of happiness. And I think that can come from gratitude a lot of times. But I think, the idea of spending my life working on something where I feel deep meaning from it. I think I think we're striving creatures. And I think that meaning is something like innately you can't say like exactly where it comes from, but it's something that when you feel it, like it's powerful, it's impactful, it's motivating. And so I think that's really kind of what I'm chasing is just feeling meaning throughout life. Um, Obviously, I think money is a great vehicle to get that freedom. You trade time for money until you've got the point where you can trade money to get you more time. And I think something that Logan Mize and I talked about that's important too is energy. And I think that energy component comes from the freedom of choosing what you want to do with who you want to do it with.
mm,
I think for both of us, we're never not going to be doing something. I think that we're smart enough to know that when you stop doing something, you lose that meaning component and life really gets bland. I mean, you hear about the CEOs and the founders that sell their companies for hundreds of millions of dollars and they're depressed 3 months later. They've lost the meaning.
yeah.
Like they lost the feeling of progress. They lost the thing that they were trying to build. And I think that we're smart enough not to do that. I think when you get to a certain point, yeah, I'd like to take more vacations. I'd like to have more experiences. I'd like to
Right.
use money to have more experiences with people that I want to do it with. I think that's success for me. But at the same time, it really is like the foundation is built on that meaning. What am I doing that I'm getting meaning from? And if I can monetize that, if I can choose the right things to find meaning from that bring me as much money as I'd like to use as a tool to get me those experiences with those people, I think that's success. I think that's a life well lived.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't feel like you were rambling either. I felt like that was almost exactly what I wanted to say, just different words.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think we're on the same wavelength when it comes to kind of that thought process, which I think is a good thing. Uh, when you look at the restaurant and like tying it back to what we're working on now, the progress we're trying to make, like our vision is the same
Hmm.
in that aspect. So
Yeah.
that's good.
There's unity there.
Hmm.
That's a difficult thing. I mean, you think about two human beings, completely different DNA, different, I guess you and I had similar upbringings. Maybe that helps with things, but
Hmm.
to get on the same page with another person, but also allow enough freedom for them to be different from you, like that's a very delicate balance that I don't know. I feel like I've really appreciated that lately with you and I. And it's not that I didn't appreciate it before, it's just that I didn't maybe think about it in that way. It's like you and I are completely different people that have a shared vision that allow each other the freedom to be different, but also at the same time stay on the same page, make decisions really well together. That's pretty rare. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. To simplify that thought, kind of the way I think about it, like the other day I had a thought. I was like, if Jacob didn't want to get up today and just like didn't want to do the restaurant, like he could do that. But I have so much trust that he's just going to be there to do it. Like, I, it's like, I know that you're going to be there to do that thing because I would do the same thing.
It's not even a question in my mind. Like
Yeah.
when it's your time to cover or take on a project, like there's no question in my mind. It's like, because for me, it's like I often think I don't want to let John down or I don't want to let our team down. Like
Right.
the feeling of letting someone down is enough pain that pain is greater than whatever feeling of resistance you may be having towards getting that project or that task done.
Hmm.
So that's not even on the table in my book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Wild. Wild.
that's success, I guess. There was one more question that we were going to talk about. I'm trying to remember. I guess I can look it up unless you remember it.
What got you started into your business?
Oh yeah. Well, we've hit on this a lot. You guys can go back
Mhm.
and listen to the Dr. Muma interview that I uploaded,
Yeah.
where he interviewed us. But when I was 16, I was really interested in entrepreneurship. I had a ton of passion and energy. I put that into basketball. I was kind of a gym rat. I was in the gym before school, after school, lifting weights, just dreaming about it, loved basketball. And it was about 16 or 17 years old that I realized I was not going to be able to take that probably as far as I wanted to. And so I needed to find a way to transition that energy into something productive that would eventually earn me an income. As a 16, 17-year-old, I was really worried about being able to provide for a future family. It's kind of a weird thing.
That is a weird thing.
But I was very worried about making enough money to achieve these goals and do these things that I had set out at that point. And so that really got me interested in entrepreneurship. Did a couple small businesses, but the big thing I think was starting the podcast when I was 17. I was really bad at it, didn't have enough equipment, did not know the questions to ask, was super unconfident. But I got started. That was the important thing. Brought me to Wichita State. You and I partnered on a deal and then graduated Wichita State and got into the restaurant. So that's kind of the abbreviated version. Again, you go back and listen to the Dr. Muma episode, but I'll turn
Great
it.
episode, by the way.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
I'll turn it over to you to kind of tell your side of that.
No, I mean, I think you and I had in high school, we got really close and we were thinking about business at all times. You went through the entrepreneurship program. I did not.
You backed out on me.
I backed out on you.
We were going to do it together. I'm still salty about that. Let that be on the record.
Well, I'll say this one thing. I didn't get the sign or the form signed by my mom. And so that's the one reason I didn't do the entrepreneurship.
I thought you wanted the opt-out period. I thought that's why you.
It might have been a combination of both. Yeah. I didn't want to get up at that time.
Yeah.
I was, you know what? This is going to be a total sidetrack too. I, in high school, was a totally different person than I am now. I was not a morning person, and this was a morning gig. It was a morning gig. You were getting up, what, 6 o'clock in the morning? You guys had to be there before school.
We had to be there by 7.
Jeez.
And sometimes it was like a 30-minute commute.
See, if I would set like 12 alarms, and I'd probably miss half of them. So I don't think I was going to make it to that class.
You know what's crazy? Just I'll let you finish your thought, but to juxtapose that, I've had to loosen the grips on my discipline where you've had to tighten them up.
Yeah.
Because when I was in high school, I was getting up at 3:30 or 4 a.m. doing the whole like morning routine that every successful entrepreneur apparently did. Like I was experimenting with all of that in high school and going to bed at literally 7:30 or 8 p.m. following this rigid structure to the point where I was like a dictator with myself and I was way too hard on myself. So I've spent years like trying to slowly release an appropriate amount, but not too much. Whereas I feel like you've gotten more dialed over the years.
Yeah. I've had to. I mean, I told somebody this morning, I can't sleep past 5:30.
Yeah.
5:15.
Yeah.
I've been getting up for the past like month, I've not been able to sleep past 4:45, which is insane.
Has it gotten better though since we did the catering?
No.
No? Okay.
Not at all. But I'm expecting that to loosen up. But yeah, when I was in high school, man, it was rough. And I don't know why, but I just was not a morning guy. So I don't know where we were going with that, but
well, you can train yourself to be. I think that's the takeaway from it. Like it is something that is not like you can train yourself with enough mornings, enough consistency to be good in the morning.
Yeah, now it's a natural thing.
Mm-hmm.
A natural cadence. So
anyway. You were talking about how you got into business.
Yeah. So you and I talked about a lot of business ideas when we were in high school. And I went to Illinois State for 2.5 years and joined a business fraternity up there. And it was great. I loved it. Met a lot of good people up there. Had a great time. And then you and I started talking about NIL and the project that you were working on here. Decided to partner on it, took the leap, came out to Wichita. We kind of dove both feet in. Yeah, and I don't know, the story kind of stops from there. Or
still being written.
Yeah, it starts from there, but it stops from there, and here we are.
It's still being written. Step by step, you figure it out.
Step by step, man.
Yeah.
Step by step. So That's probably a horrible explanation, but here we are.
I don't think it's a horrible explanation. I think it's funny how different you and I are
Yeah.
with all of that too. I think it makes it even better.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our Q&A life update. That's the questions that we were going to answer today, the general update. You got anything on the personal side that you need to let the people know about?
I'm trying to think if there's anything personal side. I mean, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and the holidays are coming up, so that's like
Yeah. It,
super exciting. And
and a happy birthday to any of you guys who we don't know when your birthday is. Happy birthday to you guys.
yeah, I mean, seems like there's a lot of November birthdays. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's like a thing or not, but
Yeah, it's my dad's birthday was last week.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Doug got neutered last week. That's kind of a national holiday now.
that should be a national holiday. Is he recovering well?
He's more tame, which is nice.
Yeah, that's good. He's probably hurt. He's probably hurting a lot.
Yeah. Doug is a dog, if you guys didn't know.
Mhm. So, yeah, no, that's great. I don't think I have anything else. I just kind of going through it,
Day by
killing
day.
it.
Day by day.
Yeah,
Okay. Shout out to Rob Gerlach. We miss you, Bobby.
Big Bobby.
Okay. You guys can find me on Instagram at Jacob O'Connor. The podcast is at Real Period Conversations. If you've enjoyed this episode, please make sure to share it with a friend. You guys can follow John on Instagram at the John Pete. He will likely not accept your friend request. Connect with him on LinkedIn. Just look up John Peterson. It's a nice looking headshot there. If you guys want to send in fan mail, you can send it to John's address. Also, feel free to drop off treats for his dog Moose. John, please share your address. I'll bleep it out right here. I'm not going to bleep it out.
I can't give any treats to Moose because he will not be happy with them.
That's right. John's got a very difficult dog.
Yeah, he's very sensitive.
Super sensitive. That's what's wrong with today's generation.
Yeah. I tried to work it out of him. It didn't work. Didn't work.
Okay. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you on the next one. God bless America.
Peace.